So Alex, on the last video, we talked a little bit about bringing a guy into FieldReveal, maybe someone who hasn't done a lot of work with doing any variable rate fertilizer application, kind of maybe just done composite samples, doing flat rate application. But today I'd like to talk about those growers that you're going to the next step with. When we talk about things like variable rate planting, how do you bring a grower into that conversation about variable rate seeding?
Yeah, so really, it all starts with their equipment. Do they have the ability to even do this, right? And then secondly, we like to take a look at what that producer's goals really are.
And how do you make the decision? So I know some growers are probably a little hesitant, and here in irrigated country, there's an easy way to do it, with corners versus the regular. But as you think through what a grower's going to want to do, what are his options?
Yeah, so there's a couple train of thoughts that I have, right? There's the convenience rec. There's that simple dry land irrigated, the rec that I don't have to flip a switch or guess where my corners are at. And then from there we can move on to, like for instance, I've got an average rate of 32,000 seeds out there, and I want to push my high-end yielding spots a little more and squeeze a few bushels out, where I'll only deviate away from my average in the upward direction. So I might go from 32 to 36, just like I said, trying to squeeze the extra bushels out. And then there's the contrary to that, where I might deviate down in some of my spots that have not historically yielded for me. They just don't work. Yep. And then there's the all-out prescription, to where we just truly listen to the data, and that really tells us the story, and the rates go up and down and so on.
And this isn't an easy conversation. I mean, some growers just think, well, I can make some arbitrary numbers up and some arbitrary numbers down, but you need to have a discussion with the guy about his soil. We need to have a discussion with him about the hybrid he's choosing. We need to understand, is that hybrid going to stand at a really high population? And does it have some flex here, or does it have some flex here? So if we go to a lower population but get a great year, we don't lose too much on that bottom side.
Absolutely. Those are a must conversations to have with the grower, and if we don't, we could fail miserably, and we want to avoid that situation. So.
And I know when the equipment manufacturers came out with planters that could do the variable rate application, with their different drive systems, there was a little time before the industry caught on to that from a lot of the competition out there. Now, frankly, CVA's been able to do this for quite some time. We've been doing variable rate prescriptions for probably 10 years now.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So I know some of our other competitors who weren't able to do it, the dealers actually would bring in people to write prescriptions, but we feel that as agronomists, we've got a little bit more experience and ability to write a good prescription for a guy, and really a good understanding of his soil with everything we do at FieldReveal to build that base.
Yeah, so when you come to us at CVA, especially if you've been working with our agronomists for quite some time, we've got a lot of things in our back pocket there. We've got the expertise not only of what the grower has on that field, we've got the expertise of the agronomist, and then of course, not to mention, the relationship I'll have with that grower and build over the years. So.
Right. Yeah, it's really a team effort between yourself as the ACS manager, but also the field sales agronomist who's working with that grower. And you guys bring your combined experience and information. You probably have a little more expertise on some of the soil fertility issues. The FSA might have more expertise on the seed, but between the two of you, you can really build a good prescription.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when we think about soybeans, guys will talk about corn, and of course we're used to higher populations in good area because we think we can get more yield, lower population in bad areas so we can limit some of that interplant competition. Soybeans are different, right? Now
we can keep it similar, where we're normalizing some yield data specific for soybeans and create a rec that way. But there's some other things to think about too. Is there giant pH swings in the field which warrant a different rate? Is there iron chlorosis issues, disease pressure such as white mold that might warrant a change in rate as well? So
that's a good point. Guys don't think about all the information that they can help us by bringing to us. When we work with that grower, if he can tell us spots where he's had white mold issues in the past, and maybe we back the population off a little bit to let air flow through there a little bit.Maybe he's got a tough area that drowns out a little bit. Maybe we up the population there a little bit just to have more plants, because we know they're not going to get very large.
Absolutely.
It seems like soybeans, when we get into the really good soil where they do well, if you can limit a little of their interplant competition and really let them bush out, they'll really produce some yield. But on the flip side, if you get an area where you under seed, you're going to have a problem, because those beans will have a lot of space between them, a lot of weed issues, and you just don't get the height in the bean to pot out well.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I'd like to point out with the soybeans, I think in the future as guys get the ability to do multi-hybrid. I think we've really got something there with multi-hybrid soybeans. I think we could win a lot with that.
And we're ready on our side with the technology. When the grower comes to us with a planter that's set up that could do more than one hybrid, things like iron deficiency, chlorosis tolerance, things like different varieties that might do a little bit better in a low pH environment. We've got a lot of opportunity. Again, white mold like we talked about, soybean cyst nematode. There's a lot of opportunity with different varieties that are going to do well in a different environment in that field that we could really pinpoint that.
Absolutely. Yep.
So hopefully we've piqued your interest today in some of these topics. If you've got additional questions, see one of your ACS region managers or your field sales agronomist. With Alex Iden, I'm Tim Mundorf, and this has been Agronomy Focus. Thanks for watching our video.